Hello, everybody. Today we're going to talk about the anatomy of the human body. We will take a closer look to the structure of the body. What are the systems and organs in the human body? What problems can happen in every system? Okay, so let's start. What is the human body? The human body is the structure of a human being. It is composed of many different types of cells that together create tissues and organ systems. The human body comprises a few parts, okay? First of all, the three major parts, a head, neck, and trunk, which includes the thorax and abdomen. Also upper and lower limbs. These are arms and hands and legs and feet. Okay, on the other side, on the right, you can see the Peruvian man, okay, the picture of the Leonardo da Vinci. Okay, so there are some cavities in the human body, okay, some empty chambers. The word cave, cava comes from the Latin, okay, it means there's something going inside, okay. There's a word thorax, okay, the other way to say the chest. We can make an adjective, okay, to call the cavity. So the chest cavity is a thoracic cavity. Okay, so the adjective from the thorax is thoracic. Abdomen, another word for stomach, okay, is abdominal. So we can call it abdominal cavity. Nose, so the adjective is nasal cavity. Mouth, um, we can say it's an oral cavity. Pelvis, pelvic cavity. Abdominal pelvic cavity. Okay, two parts. Cranium is a cranial cavity. Eye cavity or an optic cavity. Vertebra, vertebral cavity. Pericardial cavity. So these kind of cavities, we can take some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller. There are some maybe minor cavities, but we will talk about them later. Okay, so there are different systems of the human body. We can mention some of them. Okay, the human body contains several systems which perform essential bodily functions such as breathing, digestion, distribution and of food and gases around the body, coordination and regulation, elimination of waste, etc. Okay, in the picture we see skeletal system, nervous system, immune system, digestive system, cardiovascular, sometimes it's called circulatory, integumentary, okay, it talks about the skin system, respiratory system, endocrine system, reproductive system, excretory system, okay. So there are some major infrastructural systems, and they we can say that the major organ systems include muscular, skeletal, nervous, circulatory, or cardiovascular systems. Okay, they create an infrastructure to facilitate the other systems. We can call them regulation systems. They work as the base for endocrine, lymphatic, and urinary system. Urinary system is a part of excretory systems. Okay, they all require energy provided by respiratory and digestive systems. And finally, they all make possible for the reproductive system to fulfill its mission. Okay, a reproductive mission means to bear children. Okay, so let's start from the skeletal system. The skeletal system includes all of the bones and joints in the body. Okay, each bone is a complex living organ that is made up of many cells, protein, fibers, and minerals. The skeleton acts as a scaffold, okay, the base, by providing support and protection for the soft tissues that make up the rest of the body. There are 206 bones in an adult body. There are four main components. It's the bones, the hard structure, the cartilage, soft, they cushion the joints, and ligaments. They attach bones to bone. Also tendons. Tendons attach muscle to bone. We know the word Achilles tendon. Okay. Okay. There are some part we can even tell the names of the part of the cranium. Okay, the cranium. The other word is to call skull. Okay, the more medicinal name, more professional way to call the skull is cranium. So what are the parts of the skull? We can define here zygomatic bone, nasal bone, lacrimal bone, ethmoid bone, sphenoid bone, frontal bone, parietal bone, temporal bone, and occipital bone. Okay, there are different also parts of the skull, but we will talk about them later. Okay, so what are the diseases of the skeletal system? The most common condition or disease that affects bones is fracture, okay, which occurs when a bone endures such a great impact that it breaks. Other common conditions that affect the skeletal system include osteoporosis. This is a disease in which the bones become fragile and prone to fracture, okay, it's very weak. Leukemia. This is a cancer of the white blood cells. Osteopenia, osteitis deformans, and osteomalacia, similar to osteoporosis, types of bone loss. Scoliosis, kyphosis, and lordosis. These are abnormalities of the spinal curve. Okay, let's move on to muscular system. Okay, the muscular system is an organ system consisting of skeletal, smooth, and cardiac muscles. Okay, it permits movement of the body. The body can move, maintain posture, and circulate blood throughout the body. So these are this kind of role play the muscles. They also attach to the bones of the skeletal system. So attached to the bones of the skeletal system, there are about 700 named muscles that make up about half of a person's body weight. Each muscle is an organ constructed of skeletal muscle tissue, blood vessels, tendons, and nerves. So what are the diseases of the muscular system? The diseases and disorders of the muscular system include muscular dystrophy, tendinosis, fibromyalgia, mitochondrial myopathy, myasthenia gravis, and tetanus. So next one is a circulator, also known as a cardiovascular system. Okay, the cardiovascular system refers to the heart, blood vessels, arteries, veins, and of course blood. Blood contains oxygen and other nutrients which body needs to survive. The body takes these essential nutrients from the blood. So there are different types of blood vessels, the arteries and veins. So what are the arteries? They are blood vessels responsible for carrying oxygen-rich blood away from the heart to the body. Okay, they take from the heart. Whereas veins are blood vessels that carry blood low in oxygen from the body back to the heart, okay, to the heart, not from, but to the heart for reoxygenation. Okay, next one, endocrine system. The endocrine system is a collection of glands that produce hormones that regulate metabolism, growth and development, tissue function, sexual function, reproduction, sleep, and mood. Okay, we can define few glands here: the pineal gland, pituitary gland, pancreas, ovaries and testes, thyroid gland, parathyroid gland, hypothalamus, adrenal gland. Okay, we'll take a closer look at each of them. The glands of the endocrine system include hypothalamus, produces multiple hormones that control the pituitary gland, regulates sleep-wake cycles, body temperature, and appetite. Okay, and the other functions of other endocrine glands. Pituitary gland is located below the hypothalamus, affects growth and reproduction. The next one is pineal. Pineal gland is found in the middle of brain. It is important for sleep-wake cycles. Thyroid is located in the front part of the neck. It's very important for metabolism. Parathyroid is also located in the front of your neck, but this gland is important for maintaining a control of calcium levels in your bones and blood. Okay, thymus, located in the upper torso. The thymus is active until puberty. Okay, you don't hear a lot about thymus until puberty, until the body becomes adult. Okay, it produces hormones important for the development of a type of white blood cell called a T cell. Okay, next one is adrenal gland. One adrenal gland can be found on top of each kidney. These glands produce hormones important for regulating blood pressure, heart rate, and stress response. And the last one, pancreas, is located in the abdomen behind the stomach. The produced insulin controls blood sugar level. You know, the insulin, many people have problems with sugar, blood pressure. This comes from the problems with pancreas. Okay. Next, we'll talk about the nervous system. Okay, the most important one is the brain. It's the key point. It's not very important. It's not the most important, but it's very important. Okay, the nervous system is a complex collection of nerves and specialized cells, neurons that transmit signals between different parts of the body. It is essentially the body's electrical wiring. Structurally, the nervous system has two components: the central nervous system, which includes brain and spinal cord, and peripheral nervous system. It's made up of nerves that branch off from the spinal cord and extend to all parts of the body: cranial, spinal, and peripheral nerves. Okay, so the brain. The brain is important, and we can talk about the main parts of its structure. Okay, the spinal cord, the temporal lobe, frontal lobe, parietal lobe, occipital lobe, and cerebellum. Cerebellum is the last one. Okay, nervous system. There are interesting facts about the nervous system. There are more nerve cells in the human brain than there are stars in the Milky Way. If we lined up all the neurons in our body, it would be around 965 kilometers long. There are 100 billion neurons in your brain alone. A newborn baby's brain almost triples in size during the course of its first year. Okay, these are the facts, some interesting facts about the brain. Alzheimer's disease, the nervous system diseases. Okay, we all know that Alzheimer's disease affects brain function, memory, and behavior. Bell's palsy is a sudden weakness of or paralysis of facial muscle on one side of the face. Sometimes it can be cured very quickly, but sometimes it stays for longer. Next one, cerebral palsy, is a condition in which the ability to control muscles is reduced to the nervous system damage before, during, or after birth. Next is epilepsy, is a long-term brain condition where a person has repeated seizures. Motor neuron disease, okay, affects particular nerves known as motor nerves. Weakness in the hands and grip, slurred speech, weakness in the legs, and a tendency to trip. Weakness of the shoulder, making lifting difficult, cramps, and muscles twitching. Okay, next one, multiple sclerosis causes scars or lesions in your nervous system, meaning that your nerves can't send signals around your body's property. Neurofibromatosis is a genetic condition characterized by the growth of benign tumors. Okay, and Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's disease is a damage to the nerve cells in a region of the brain that produces dopamine, a chemical that is vital for the smooth control of muscles and movement. So next is lymphatic, also known as the immune system. The lymphatic system is a network of tissues and organs, lymph nodes and vessels that help get rid the body of toxins, waste, and other unwanted materials. Okay? The primary function of the lymphatic system is to transport the lymph fluid containing infection-fighting white blood cells throughout the body. Okay, so how to keep your lymphatic system healthy? First of all, drink plenty of water. You have to eat healthy diet rich in alkaline foods and vegetables that provide a full range of vitamins, minerals and nutrients. Include healthy fats in your diet. Exercise daily, including both aerobic and anaerobic physical activities. Avoid pollution, toxic, unhealthy environment. Learn to manage stress through techniques such yoga, meditation, and exercise to promote wellness. Okay, in that case, you will be healthy, you will be happy, and you will live longer. Okay, so what are the diseases of the immune system? An immune disorder is a dysfunction of the immune system. Okay, these disorders can be characterized in several different ways. First of all, by the components of the immune system which are affected. Next one, by whether the condition is congenital. Okay, we have it from our parents, or acquired. Acquired, we got it while we are living. Okay, so by whether the immune system is overactive or underactive. Okay, we have to be immune, but sometimes this immunity causes more problems. In cases of immune system overactivity, the body attacks and damages its own tissues. We call it autoimmune diseases. Immune deficiency diseases decrease the body's ability to fight invaders, causing vulnerability to infections. Okay, we are susceptible, we are prone to the diseases. AIDS, HIV, which causes AIDS, is an acquired viral infection that destroys important white blood cells and weakens the immune system. So there's a minor cold, and the people can die. Okay, the respiratory system. The human respiratory system is a series of organs responsible for taking in oxygen and expelling carbon dioxide. The primary organs of the respiratory system are the lungs, which carry out this exchange of gases as we breathe. There are three major parts of the respiratory system: the airway, the lungs, and the muscles of respiration. The airway, which includes the nose, mouth, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, and bronchioles, carry air between the lungs and the body's exterior. The major passages and structures of the upper respiratory tract include the nose or nostrils, nasal cavity, mouth, throat, and the voice box, which is larynx. The lower respiratory tract supplies air to the lungs and includes the trachea, bronchi, and bronchioles. Okay, in this slide, you see the examples of all the vocabulary. On the left is in Polish, on the right is in English. Okay, later on we'll study it more. Okay, so what are the diseases of the respiratory system? The rhinitis and laryngitis, the tracheitis, bronchitis, bronchiolitis, asthma, and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, cancer, interstitial disease, and so on. Okay, so the next online digestive system. The human digestive system consists of the gastrointestinal tract and accessory organs of digestion, which is tongue, salivary glands, pancreas, liver, gallbladder, small intestine, and large intestine. Digestion involves the breakdown of food into smaller components until they can be absorbed and assimilated into the body. So there are we can differentiate gastrointestinal tract as an upper one and lower one. So for the purposes of endoscopy, the upper gastrointestinal tract includes the esophagus, stomach, and duodenum. The lower gastrointestinal tract includes the anus, rectum, colon, and cecum. Okay, so what are the diseases of the digestive system? Gastroesophageal reflux disease, gallstones, celiac disease, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, irritable bowel syndrome, hemorrhoids, diverticulitis, anal fissure, etc. Okay, and the last but not least is the reproductive system. The reproductive system of an organism is the biological system made up of all the anatomical organs involved in sexual reproduction. Within the context of producing offspring, the reproductive system has four functions: to produce an egg and sperm cells, to transport and sustain these cells, and to nurture the developing offspring. Okay, so there are also some vocabulary words, words I want to pay your attention. Okay, in medicine, itis, if we put in the end the suffix itis, indicate that the disease, there is a disease or inflammation of an organ. Okay, and the name of the organ usually comes from Latin or sometimes from Greek. So if we take the original noun from Latin or Greek and put in the end itis, we have the inflammation of that organ. Okay, let's see some examples. Nephritis. Okay, inflammation of of the organ. Nephritis. These are kidneys. Okay, and so on. The tonsillitis, hepatitis, sinusitis, meningitis, arthritis, bronchitis, gastritis, pharyngitis, cystitis, vaginitis, dermatitis, pancreatitis, urethritis, gingivitis, enteritis, angular conjunctivitis, laryngitis, myocarditis, encephalitis, neuritis, ophthalmitis, colitis, tendinitis, adenitis, appendicitis, and so on, so on, so on. And they also can differ, they can vary on the way, but basically we have to understand what it means. Okay, it's another way to say the more specific, more medicinal, more specialized way to call the inflammation of the special of the organ. Okay, so that's all for now. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.